and welcome to Afrodess Media, your number one online inspirational TV program. This is Gospelminister Show.
Century, you can say I have fun.
What's your understanding of rape?
I think I concern myself with children protection.
I like her because she really fights for the right.
Being celibate, then you tell them at this point I'm here at the Coffee with Val show to discuss.
Welcome to Afrodess Media. This is Gospelminister Show. Joining me today is a very phenomenal woman, and I like her because she really fights for the rights of women and children and everyone, and she also involves men in this. Welcome to Gospelminister Show.
My name is Michelle Anyango, a human activist. I concern myself with children protection, human rights, and things to empower the female, even men in particular. And I'm here at the Coffee with Val show to discuss about rape.
Michelle, how are you?
I am pretty much fine, Val. And I'm glad you brought me to this set to discuss matters that are quite disturbing. Yes, it's high time people respect people's versions of no or yes.
About today's topic, we're talking about rape. We want to end the rape culture, and it is my joy that we really end this culture. So what's your understanding of rape?
I think rape is an act that is not consensual to both parties. So it just involves consent. So if there is no consent, that is rape, regardless of what it is.
What about consent?
Consent is the act of when someone agrees when a party agrees to do something, or agrees. Let's just say mmekubaliana kufanya kitu.
Mmekubaliana, but then I think also mmekubaliana under sane circumstances. Sober circumstances.
Yeah. Like terms and conditions apply.
Yes. So you have to follow terms and conditions. And also when you talk about consent, can consent be denied or stopped in the middle of the action?
Yes. This, I guess consent goes both ways. You could invite me somewhere and I say yes. Then on that specific day, I tell you I have arrived, but I will not subscribe to this line of thinking if we were arguing about an idea, and I leave. That's consent, and you have to accept.
But you had agreed to it earlier. Why
people are allowed to change their minds. I don't think anyone is a robot, and nobody should pressure you into saying yes when you don't want to say yes.
And why do you think that people think that, especially for women, people think that our no means yes? When you say no, I don't want to consent to it today, I'm not in the mood, I don't want to have I don't want to have sex today. So
wow,
why do they think, I think the men are the ones who have this problem mostly, because women, you don't know if you can say yes or no. If you say yes, you'll be told you're easy. If you say no, why you say no?
Well, it all goes with opinions, and everybody is going to be opinionated or something. But at the end of the day, if you and your sexual partner come into an agreement and say, today I don't want it, then they should respect that. Because why would you want to have relations with someone who doesn't respect when you say, I don't want to have this now, I have different thinkings right now? So it just goes it's a whole ball game. And if I say yes, I mean yes. If I say no, it's say no. But don't say I think no, you get. But if I say no, it's a no. You don't mince your words as a person, so why?
And you realize that even in relationships, people still struggle with the consent thing. Yes, this is my husband, this is my wife, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, and I shouldn't say no, but I'm not in the mood. So how do we balance? Why is it a problem?
The thing is, why shouldn't you say no? Why shouldn't you say no? What are you afraid of? If you say no, what will happen? You get this brings the whole aspect of who you are with, and also understanding yourself as an individual. If you say you don't want to partake in this act, then it is okay. And if this is someone who respects you totally, they'll say, okay, it's okay, we can do it some other time. But once you primarize sex as a foundation of a relationship, then you're already on the wrong way. you have to sit down as a couple and say, this is what I want, you get, and does the other party like consent to it? If yes, we are going to do it gladly, tua like the nini. But again, if I don't want, then yes, we should like look at other avenues, and we could try and gauge why I don't want it. But that's the whole topic that should be there when you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to have it? Do you think we should go for couple therapy and stuff? So yes, it just goes a long way.
But Michelle, this rape culture has been since time immemorial. Why is it so hard? I really find it, I don't know how to say it. Why should people should just stop and say we don't want to rape, because mostly the problem is the rapist. They should just say no, we want to end this rape culture, but we realize that it has been really a battle and it's still a fight, it's still continuing. Why is it really hard to stop the culture?
I think for now, I would say the cases of rape, according to me, have like maybe gone down a little bit, but it needs to go a little much more down, because I think the whole perception of how people dress, and it's already a fad. You can't tell me someone wants to rape you because of the way you're dressed. That is wrong. That is the mentality. We've already done away with that. Now we have these individuals who are conditioned that if they see a woman, they are on heat and they need to like pull down, which should not be the case at all. So I think what we should say is no to rapists, and there should be more campaigns and educations on these things, so that we don't have a culture where women think they are not valued, and a culture where men are perceived to be rapists because of anyone can do anything. A woman can rape a man can rape a woman, and vice versa. So it goes with the whole sex education thing and coming with things in a complete package, and just dealing with them as they come. Century, you can say I have fun.
What's your understanding of rape?
I think I concern myself with children protection.
I like her because she really fights for the right.
Being celibate, then you tell them at this point I'm here at the Coffee with Val show to discuss.
Welcome to Afrodess Media. This is Coffee with Val show. You mentioned sex education. Do we introduce it to the kids? Do we have to introduce sex education? Because many people don't know about consent. They don't know that people believe that in relationships there have to be compromises. You have to sacrifice a lot for the other person. But then people really don't know that consent is everything.
Well, what I know is, in a relationship, obviously there are going to be key centers in which you have to compromise. But when it comes to things as sex, that is not a bargaining chip. You have to sit down with your partner and tell them, today I don't feel like doing this. Why? Because of A, B, C, and D. Because at the end, when you guys were there, you have seen each other and etc. Sit down and say like this and this and this. Also, sex education matters in the essence that if I am dating someone, or maybe I'm in a relationship with someone, you would actually know if they want this thing or they don't want it, So you could try and like tell them, I don't feel comfortable, or address the situation as it is, but do not fidget around yes, no, because you're now giving out mixed signals, which shouldn't be the case. So in a relationship, yes, there's going to be compromises, but don't let anyone force you to do something you don't want as a person just because you're in a relationship. So sex education, that's why I say it's like pivotal for people to have like sex education. I think when you're in a relationship, also set a foundation. You just don't get yourself in a relationship. You have to sit down. This is why I say, with this current century, you can say, I have fallen in love with someone. You don't fall in love at this age. You walk in love with the person you are with.
Yeah.
This is someone who's going to know, when he does this or they do this, it trips you off. You get? So it's just a process, because you will learn a person, you will know what to do. And when it comes to sex, this person will know, if I do this, she doesn't like it, or they will know. that's why I'm saying it's a whole bargain. You have to know yourself as an individual.
Yeah.
You have to bring out the aspect of sex education. You also have to set conditions, which is not bad in a relationship.
Yeah.
Just say this is what I expect out of this relationship. If you're a person who's being celibate, then you tell them, at this point I'm being celibate until there's a ring on this finger. No one will see you. You get, or tell them, if these terms and conditions are like too big for you, then leave me alone.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is, rape is still going to be there unless we as people like hold hands. And
When a woman is raped, when a woman is sexually assaulted, it denies them their dignity. It goes with their dignity. They don't feel like they're worthy to be human beings again, and it's really disturbing. So I just think that, rapists should just change, and maybe strict measures should be put in place to deal with them, because most of them just get away with them, and most people don't report.
I think
They don't report, especially the men. Even the men get raped, but they don't talk about it.
when you don't report a rapist, you're empowering that rapist to rape someone else. When you don't give a voice towards this evil act, then you're promoting it. So it all goes with, how do people see? Yes, I guess when you're raped, there's a part of you that struggles
That's true.
as a woman, and that is something no one wishes upon anyone, even their worst enemy. So to a point, we have to like say these measures. If you rape someone, then have life imprisonment. You get, or you don't even deserve to be social with people because there's something wrong with you. You cannot just like be seeing people and the first thing that comes to your head is, I want to have that one. There's something wrong with you. You've conditioned yourself. Like they say, the brain is what you tell it to be. If you tell it to be you're a rapist, then that is whatever action you're going to perform. If you tell it you want to be a businessman, then you're going to be guided towards that. So measures should actually be placed, way harsher measures should be placed so that people don't even think about it. But once you start thinking of these things, then you've conditioned your mind as a person to commit the act.
This is a very sensitive topic. I just feel like it's really sad. But what are we supposed to do to ensure that women get empowered, they get to know about this, they get to report more and more? And again, people don't believe them. Some people might report and then you don't believe them. Some people stop reporting because it's a relative who did this.
I think
what should we do? What should people do? What should we do?
At this stage, I think both women and men are empowered. It's either they refuse to articulate this vice by keeping quiet because of perceptions, but you can never change perceptions as a person unless you as an individual take up the wheel and say this is wrong. That's why I think we have platforms like Hikimi. I think it's by a girl who studied in Mo University. I can't remember her name quite frankly, but once you start speaking out, that is the solution. Speak out against rape. We should have sex education taught to these people regardless of their age and stuff. So those are like the key things I would like actually recommend, because the government can play this whole thing on itself.
We should be responsible
as people, and we could come together as a wananchi and say no.
We should be responsible, which means we should report the cases, because when you talk of responsibility, no one asks to be raped. No one says, I should be careful because I'll be raped. The people should be free. We should be free.
Careful,
we should enjoy. We should just. So the rapists are the problem. I still insist. They are the problem, which means they should be dealt with. And this should be not. This should be an issue that should not be talked about over and over again, because it's really a sad topic. So, as we conclude, Michelle, do you have anything else you want to tell my viewers?
Well,
my audience. our
what I could
viewers?
tell your audience is we should actually be vocal and articulate that we do not tolerate any forms of rape. The way someone dresses is not an entitlement card for them to say they fit to be raped because of something. So we should hold hands as an individual in the community, as the community, and just say no to rape.
Exactly.
Yes, that's all I could say.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you
It's
too.
been an honor. Amazing. This has been a very wonderful discussion, and as this is a very sensitive topic that everyone should heed to this, everyone should listen to this, everyone should learn one or two things. Hey, sikubali kunyanyaswa. You have to say no, and no should mean no, yes should mean yes, and even if that is your spouse or your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, no is no. This has been Coffee with Val Show. Thank you for watching.